Uruguay is tiny but mighty. It is wedged like a grape between Brazil and Argentina. It's been overshadowed by its larger neighbors for the past 2 centuries or more. Now it is growing and becoming a progressive, stable, safe, and culturally sophisticated nation. You will love learning about this country. Uruguay is located in the southern part of South America. It borders Argentina, Brazil, and the Atlantic Ocean. It is the only country in South America situated entirely south of the Tropics of Capricorn. Uruguay's capital, Montevideo, is the southernmost capital city in the Americas and the third most southerly in the world, after Canberra and Wellington. Uruguay's flag features 9 horizontal stripes of white and blue. The stripes represent the original 9 departments. In the top left corner, the canton features Son of May. The Son of May symbolizes the Inca sun god Inti. This is Uruguay's coat of arms. The shield is divided into 4 quarters of blue and silver. Blue represents the sky and the silver stand for the clouds. The scale symbolizes justice. The hill with the lighthouse was taken from city of Montevideo's coat of arms, the original colony. The horse signifies nobility. The bull signifies hard work and prosperity. The Son of May on the top signifies new beginning. The shield is surrounded by olive branches, which symbolizes peace.
Geography.
Uruguay is the second smallest country in South America after Suriname, with the area of just over 176,000 square kilometers. The landscape features mostly rolling plains, low hills, and fertile coastal lowlands. 3 river systems drains the land: Rio de la Plata, Uruguay River, and the Rio Negro. The major internal river almost dissects the country is Rio Negro. The narrow Atlantic coastal plain is sandy and marshy, broken by shallow lagoons. Highest point in the country is Cerro Catedral. Its peak reaches about 514 meters above sea level. Uruguay's landscape is pretty flat. It's a transitional land between Argentina's Pampas and Brazil's highlands. But it comes with a benefit. The climate is relatively uniform because the elevation is consistent. It is also located entirely within the temperate zone. In Uruguay, the seasonal variations are pronounced. Spring is usually damp, cool, and windy. Summers are warm, autumns are mild, and winters are chilly and damp.
History.
Uruguay was originally inhabited by Charrua, Chana, and Guarani people. Portuguese were the first Europeans to visit the region of present-day Uruguay in 1512. The Spanish arrived a few years later in 1516. The indigenous peoples' fierce resistance and absence of gold and silver kept European settlement away during the 16th century. But the region became a zone of contention between Spanish and the Portuguese. Spanish established the first permanent settlement in 1624 on the Rio Negro River region. In 1669, the Portuguese built a fort of Colonia de Sacramento. As you can see, different regions of present-day Uruguay was occupied by different empires. Montevideo was established as a military base in the early 18th century. Its natural harbor was developed into a commercial hub competing with Buenos Aires. In the early 19th century, British seized Montevideo and occupied from February to September in 1807. Jose Gervasio Artigas launched a revolt against Spain and became country's national hero and declared Uruguay's independence from Spain in May 18, 1811. However, Uruguay was soon annexed by Brazil. After several revolts, 1825 it joined Argentina. Finally, in 1828, the Treaty of Montevideo declared Uruguay as an independent nation. Since its independence, Uruguay had been troubled by intermittent struggle between the Colorados, the Liberals, and the Blancos. the conservative, for power. It came to climax in 1864 as an Uruguayan War and soon escalated to the entire region and led to War of the Triple Alliance. Colorado's, the Liberals, ruled the country from 1865 to 1958, almost 100 years, despite internal conflict with neighboring countries, political and economical fluctuations, and mass European immigration. During the Second World War and the Korean War, Uruguay's economy grew and reached highest per capita income in Latin America. However, in the 50s, Uruguayan economy collapsed and standard of living went down, which led to the military and labor unrest. Armed guerrillas known as Tupamaros emerged in 1960s and troubled the country until 1973, when the military defeated them and seized power. Military dictatorship lasted until 1985. During this time, Uruguay was known as the torture chamber of Latin America. In 1985, military government returned the country to constitutional government in exchange for amnesty to members of the armed forces accused of human rights violations during the dictatorship. That's it for history. Since 1994, Uruguayans are electing their leader and the government is taken action to reform economic policies, electoral system, social securities, education and public safety. Future looks good for Uruguayans. Hope they do better.
People and culture.
Uruguay's population is about 3.5 million. Most of the population is European descent from Spain and Italy. African descents make up less than 5% of the population. Indigenous people are little over 2% of the current population. There is also a rather large Japanese community live in Uruguay. Most Uruguayans live in the urban area. About 2 million live in the metropolitan area of Montevideo alone. About half of Uruguayans claim to be Christians, but only a minority attend church regularly. The other half claim to be non-religious. Spanish is the official language and spoken by almost all of the population. In recent years, English has become a common language in business and higher education, especially among the young people. Uruguayan Portuguese is spoken by small percentage of the population live in the northern regions. Uruguayans value education. Secondary school students consistently rank higher on the standardized test compared to the other South American countries. The culture is mainly influenced by Southern Europe. Some of the indigenous cultures such as Gaucho, the cowboys, have been important element as well as indigenous music, art and folklore. Uruguayans are some of the friendly, easygoing, caring, frank and direct people. They are quite traditional and don't like criticism from foreigners. Who does? They also don't like them confused with Paraguayans or Argentinians. Music and dance play a significant role in Uruguayan culture like the other cultures in South America and the Caribbean. Tango is very popular. Candombe is the folk dance. It's popular in carnivals. Guitar is a very common instrument. They even have a contest. Each contestant with a guitar take turns improvising verses of the same tune. Interesting, huh? Most of the food come from Europe. No dish is truly Uruguayan unless there is lots of meat in it. Asado is a quintessential Uruguayan food. It's a version of barbecue. Include every single meat possible. Similar to Argentina. A pasta called capellette la Caruso is very popular in Uruguay. Popular dessert is arroz con leche made with rice, milk, egg and sugar. As far as the sports goes, football is the most popular sport. And their team captured some of the very impressive titles. And the players are recruited around the world. Other popular sports include basketball, rugby football, boxing and horse racing.
Economy.
Uruguay's economy is a developing economy with a GDP, the purchasing power parity of about $80 million. Uruguay's economic freedom score is 70, making its economy 34th freest in the world, ranked 5th among the 32 countries in America. That's pretty good. World Bank praised Uruguay as it stand out in Latin America for being the egalitarian society, for its high income per capita, low level of inequality, low level of poverty, and almost completely absence of extreme poverty. In relative terms, in the middle class is largest in the America and represent more than 60% of its population. The economy is supported by well-educated workforce. Developed agriculture manufacturing sector of agri-product. Tourism and banking are also important. Uruguay acts as a regional hub for international finance and tourism. Uruguay export meat, cellulose, grain, dairy product, wood, pharmaceuticals and services. More than 60% of Uruguayan total exports are agricultural based product. About half of all the industrial product is dedicated to food processing and agri-product refinement. Beef was Uruguay's #1 export in 2021, with China being Uruguay's top exporting destination. Uruguay is one of the largest exporters of software in Latin America. The government focuses on growing technology sector while improving technological infrastructure. Uruguay's top trading partners are its neighbors Argentina and Brazil. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. The last country in South America is Chile. After that, I'm going to move to Europe and look at every single country in Europe the way that we did in North America and South America. Come on board, follow me. We will make a great community. Thank you.